It's your boy Crazy Spartan here. I got a couple of videos lined up that I want to go ahead and do. I'm gonna be doing like 10 things that I want to see, like, you know, kind of sort of in each game mode that I play, which is only really 2 of them, if you will. I mean, like I said in my last video that I'm gonna upload today, I'm just done with Park, man. Like I can't do Park anymore, dude. It's so competitive, and like I just don't feel like having to go against a bunch of like sweaty tryhards. I just can't stand it. But regardless of that, we're gonna be doing 10 things that I want to see in each game mode that I play. So we're gonna be doing 10 things I want to see in MyCareer, I want to see in Park. You know, maybe My League, if you guys would want to see that one. If you want to see some My League gameplay, hit that like button. But regardless of that, so we're going to be starting off with my favorite game mode in 2K always, every single year. I'm a storyline guy, and I like, you know, having a storyline to everything that I play. So we're going to be doing MyCareer first. So these are, you know, not core features, but these are things that I would like to see 2K at least try and dabble in. Some of these features I'd like to see them bring back, and some of them, you know, I'd like to see, you know. So let's just hope they bring, you know, a few of them. This is my 3-level score. This is Baby KD. As you can see over there in the right corner, I got all my trophies over there, so I'll give you guys a tour of that before the video's done. So, these are in no particular order, so let's go ahead and start it off with, you know, the first one, having more shoe brands to sign with. So, personally, me being a MyCareer head, I love the fact that you can, you know, sign with, you know, different shoe brands. I don't remember what 2K started this. I want to say it was maybe 2K12, maybe 2K13. I don't remember. But having a shoe brand to sign with is always dope. Especially, you know, we have a lot of signature brand athletes nowadays. Just, you know, signing a lot of shoe brands and everything like that. So having more shoe brands to sign with, like, you know, New Balance, you know, Puma would be nice to sign with in MyCareer. No, Converse is making a comeback now. You know, you got Q4 Sports, which, you know, Langston Galloway from the Detroit Pistons, or I believe he's on the Pistons still, he's signed with them. So that's honestly dope. So it would be dope to sign with them. Ansel would be another one. I know this is probably because, like, a lot of these companies would have to pay 2K to be in their games. So I don't know, but it would be nice to have those shoe brands to sign with. So that was the first one. Bring the t-shirt kiosk back into the park, alright? Having more clothes to have, right? So, in 2K18, honestly, the clothes customization was probably the best I've ever seen it. Like, my dude was so freaking fresh, bro. Like, he had, you know, clothes that I would love to have in real life. Like, I could have my own custom shoes, my own custom t-shirts made, my own custom pants, whatever I wanted to have made, I could just go to the t-shirt kiosk and have it made. I know a lot of people hated 2K21, and I was one of them just because of the Park gameplay. All you had was sharps, you know, everywhere. You had, you know, freaking slashers just blow-bying everybody. But they honestly brought a good feature into the game, which was the t-shirt kiosk, and having the ability to really be different from everybody else. Like, the swag was just different in that game, so bringing back something like that would be honestly dope, especially with the clothing brands we have nowadays. Number 3, being able to have our customs, you know, for free, like if we're signed with that brand. So a big problem I had with 2K20 this year was having the ability to wear my own custom colorways and having to pay for them, right? So in real life, I don't really know how it works, but from what I understand, if you're signed with a brand, they normally give their athletes, you know, player exclusives, or even you see, you know, like players like LeBron and KD, Steph, Clay, you know, Giannis and all these other signature athletes wearing these custom colorways that they're signed with to their brands, right? So why can't we do that in 2K21 and have the colorways for free? Why do I have to pay 10,000 VC just to wear a custom colorway that I made for free? I should be able to wear my own customs that I made in the create a shoe menu for free, 2K. So hopefully y'all bring that back. It would be nice. So just put that in the game. You know what I'm saying? I work really hard on my customs in the game, and I would love to have them, you know, in my MyCareer games when I'm just, you know, playing, just to spice it up, you know. So that's another thing. Having a similar MyCareer, but instead you start in high school, right? I believe 2K17 you started in high school. 2K18 you started on the playground. 2K19 I believe it was a similar deal. I believe no, you went from China, like you came in from China, and then this year obviously you started in college and then you worked your way up. So I would like to see 2K21 bring back the high school roots, but have like a similar storyline, right? To where we start off in high school. If we, you know, do really good in high school or either decent, you know, we can choose to either skip college and go straight to the G League and then go to the NBA. Like, offer different storylines, right? Like, if we want to play, you know, like if we do really good in high school, which obviously, you know, you can, because obviously your player would be really good, but, you know, having that option to, you know, just go straight to college, giving us the option to either be one and done or, you know, prolong our careers, but give us more skills once we get in. You know, obviously make it translate to today's NBA, right? Make it translate to today's athletes, right? And also giving us more colleges to play with would be another good one. I know that obviously a lot of these colleges have to probably pay to be represented in 2K20 or in 2K period. But having the ability to play for a lot of colleges would offer diversity to the game, right? No disrespect, but having to play for Michigan State and, you know, Syracuse and Ohio State and Wake Forest and all these other colleges back in 2K, what was that, 18 or 17 or something like that? Having to pay for those or play for those colleges was dope, but I would honestly like to be able to play for, you know, Carolina, or if I wanted to be weird and play for Duke or NC State or a lot of these colleges, you know what I'm saying? So give us that option to play for these colleges, right? That would be another cool one. But regardless of that, having a similar MyCareer storyline will be dope. The next one. Having more relationships, rivalries, and key games, right? So back in 2K11, you know, when MyCareer was on its, you know, it was just getting on its legs, right? You had something called key games, right? And in these key games, you would get double the amount of VC, and or back then it wasn't called VC, it was called MyCareer points or something like that, My Points. Right? So yeah, so give us key games, right? So if I'm, you know, playing like on Golden State, right, and we're facing Cleveland, right? I know obviously that rivalry has been long and done, but having to play against Cleveland is a big deal considering the fact that, you know, they met them in the finals for like 4 straight years in a row. Or Golden State and Toronto, or Oklahoma City and Golden State, or Miami and the Spurs or whatever. Just giving us key games to play would be pretty dope, and giving us double the VC to play those games and to perform well in those games would also be dope. Having more relationships and rivalries, that would be dope too. Like having social media nowadays and creating beefs with a lot of athletes and creating relationships would also be dope in the game too. It would spice it up, and it would add like some competitiveness to the offline scene of the game, and it would just give you something to do, right? Like if I wanted to create a beef with Joel Embiid, I could do that. If I wanted to create a relationship with Donovan Mitchell, I could do that, right? So having those relationships and those rivalries would be dope as well to see. So that's another point. My next point would be having more pie charts would also be nice in the game. Now, the archetype system this year, I actually like it. You got a whole lot more variety. There are a whole lot more builds you can create. Like, I'm talking about builds you probably will never see ever. Like, who knew that you could create a lob threat? Who knew that you could create a ball hawk? Who knew that you could create a prospect, if you will, right? So, I love the fact that 2K20 offered this archetype system. It's different from any archetype system we've seen in any previous 2K game. But having more pie charts would be also dope as well. Like, if I wanted to play like Kevin Durant, give me a similar build to Kevin Durant, but obviously limit some of the things that I can do, right? If I wanted to play like Steph Curry, same principle. Klay Thompson, same principle. Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Giannis, LeBron, AD, same principle, right? If I wanted to play like those players, limit some of the things that I could do, right? And that would also be dope as well. But having more pie charts would also be dope in the game as well. Giving us a different MyCourt. I know that this is probably personal preference, but we've had this same MyCourt for, the last 2 games or whatever else. Obviously, the MyCourt has evolutionized, but I just want to see it change, you know what I'm saying? Like, have it to where, we have this MyCourt right here, like, bring this one back our rookie year, and then give us a different MyCourt. You remember how back in 2K18, whenever you won a championship or an MVP or whatever, you got, like, a completely different MyCourt. Like, it had, like a bonsai tree, and like it had sort of like a Japanese vibe to it, if you will. Like, you had, like, trees in your MyCourt. Your MyCourt just looked completely different. And it just stood out, and it was pretty dope. And obviously, you can change the way the court color was, the wall murals. You can change the way, your rims looked and all that. So that would just be dope to sort of bring back into the game, right? The next point, make each ring mean something more important, right? Now, I know that this is probably something that they're never going to do, but having the ability to change the way each ring means, it would obviously be dope. I know that the CPU doesn't matter, and hey, you don't have to make it matter, but having each ring mean something different to us and our MyCareer characters would be really dope, right? So when I win, my first championship, right? Obviously, it's my first one, and I've just begun to establish myself in the league, right? But then when I keep saying ring, but when I win ring number 2 or win ring number 3, be like, oh, he's about to, start becoming Jordan-esque, like he's, starting to become, one of the greatest of all time. He's on a quest for the three-peat, and then, having each ring mean something would obviously be dope. And then whenever we reach a certain amount of rings, right? So let's just say, I win 7 rings, right? Let's just say, they do something like, let's do like a documentary on him or something like that. That would just be dope. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like 2K could do something with that if you choose to play the game that long, right? Because obviously, I'm in season number 3. I'm grinding for ring number 3 right now. And just having that extra, grind factor just means something, right? So there's that. Also, giving more fans in games. Now, this is something that I found kind of hard this year to obtain. If we back out of this and if we go to my progression and we look at my fans right there, I'm at over 3 million fans, and like I said, I still can't wear custom shoe colorways, right? excuse me, I still can't wear custom shoes. I still can't do this. I still can't do that. With 3 billion fans, come on now. I should be able to, wear any kind of shoe I want. I should be able to wear my customs for free. I should be able to do this and do that, but I can't, right? Obviously, these endorsements were really dope. I would like to see more endorsements. Now, I know that's something that 2K obviously has to hash out with these brands, but like it would be dope to represent like Pepsi or Sprite or, Gatorade or, Beats or Raycon or these other brands out here that need recognition, right? So that would be another dope thing. I don't know if the NBA's most popular player, I don't know what that means. I don't know if I'll get custom colorways after that. But if so, if that is the case, make the fans a little bit more easier to get. I remember back on last year's game or whatever, or a couple of years ago, fans were so easy to come by. Like, I'm talking about, you could go out and do public events, get fans. You can hang out with your teammates and get teammate chemistry. You can, go to the theaters and get chemistry and fans or whatever else. But make fans easier to get, because if fans make your shoe advertisements or endorsements easier to get, then help us get there. Like, if I drop 50 in a game, give me 100,000 fans, because dropping 50 in a MyCareer game, especially on Hall of Fame, or especially if your attributes are not really that high, give me 50,000 fans. Give me a lot of fans for doing that. Like, 10,000 fans is not a lot of fans, right? For dropping 50, it's not a lot. And then last but not least, having good characters in the storyline, right? Obviously, having characters that make the storyline just all around great. Like, probably this year in 2K20, they had some really good characters playing in this storyline, right? You had Idris Elba, you had Jerry Lorenzo with Fear of God, you had, Mav Carter, you had, what was it? You had a lot of other characters playing in this MyCareer storyline. You have Rosario Dawson, really good actress as well. You had a lot of good actors and actresses in this game, so hopefully they'll bring us back some more good actors and actresses in the next one. Also, having a sidekick would be dope, similar to Orange Juice back in 2K17, or having like a sidekick like Shammy Wells or something like that. I know Shammy and Be Fresh and all those characters in 2K18 weren't that great, but having a sidekick is always dope, right? So making that happen would probably be dope for 2K, right? So if we look at my awards right here, 2-time MVP, or actually no, 3 MVPs, 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, 3-time All-Star Game MVP. I got a Rookie of the Year. I'm a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, so that's pretty cool. Honestly, and then another thing I would like to see them do, and I'm kind of going on a tangent here. I probably need to hurry up and wrap up the video. But this My Stats thing right here, bring this back. But you see how it says I have 0 All-Star Game MVPs? Like, tally those up. For real. Because, All-Star Game MVPs would be dope just to see on our resume. And I honestly like how they have the League Leaders tab down there in the bottom right. That's honestly dope, because that's something that they've never really done in any MyCareer storyline, right? Just bring all this back. 2K. Bring all of this back, the archetype system, bring all that back too. Having more pies and all that, and then, having this being brought back would be dope as well. But all these stats and stuff is really freaking dope, honestly. It's really freaking dope, and I like how they done this. So, bring this back. Being a MyCareer head, this is honestly dope. But like I said, if we look at my stats or whatever else, I'm averaging 81 points per game in the playoffs with baby KD, averaging 8 rebounds, 12 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 70% from the field, 62% from 3, and shooting 100% from the line. And we have over 10,000 points. And we're just climbing up on the records, man. We got 1,686 threes, which, if we look at Curry's at the top by far. Like, I have a long time to catch up to him. Well, not really, because I'm draining threes like left and right. I'm already number 33, and I've only been in the league for 3 seasons. But regardless of that, that was just 10 things that I want to see in, you know, my career in 2021 in 2K21 or whatever it's going to be called. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If y'all did, don't forget to click that like button and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on your post notifications so that way you don't miss a video when I upload. And as always, you guys, y'all stay motivated, stay dedicated, always have that mama mentality, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. Peace out.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.